Battling chronic pain every day would be enough for most people to call it quits. But imagine battling chronic pain every day and trying to run your small business. Well, nearly 6 million people in the United States are diagnosed with a chronic pain condition known as fibromyalgia. The causes for this condition are still unknown, but the National Fibromyalgia Association says the pain associated with fibromyalgia could begin with any number of things, including a viral infection, trauma, or an injury, or exposure to chronic stress. The American Institute for Stress reports that pain and illness as a result of job-related stress is costing U.S. businesses over $300 billion each year.
Growing a small business is based on calculated risk. And with calculated risk and work comes stress. So if you're going to grow a small business, you will have stress. It's a matter of how you respond to stress.
Dixie Gillaspie owns her own consulting and coaching business, and like her, most of her clients are small business owners. Dixie started her own business as a way to have more control over her schedule and her work environment in order to help her cope with the chronic pain associated with fibromyalgia.
This has been going on for me about 20 years. This started, my father passed away of bone cancer, and I went home and nursed him. And so when the pain started, nobody thought anything of it. I'd been under a lot of stress. I was in my very early 20s. So before, the chronic pain was tough through it, do what had to be done, stay focused enough on the client that the pain took a back burner, and then when I get in the car at night, sometimes it was just sit there and cry.
Chad Estes, founder of ETM Consultants, is helping companies curtail the loss of time and work associated with fibromyalgia. His approach is to help people be aware of their movements and change their work habits in order to reduce the pain.
In the way I work with Dixie, I provide her nervous system with the rough information that it needs in order to create solutions on its own when it needs those solutions.
It's really small movements that teach that mind-body connection, that there are other ways to move and other ways to handle those nerve responses.
Buying ergonomic furniture and computer equipment seems like an obvious solution to help reduce chronic pain. However, it's not just the equipment. The solution is in how you use it.
So a lot of times they're just throwing capital equipment at these problems and they're not taking care of the root cause of the problem, and that is the way the employee actually moves around their workspace and actually, quote unquote, uses themselves.
There are a number of ways you can reduce stress-related pain in your small business. You can enlist the help of a professional like Chad who can coach you and your employees. Or there are a number of online resources you can utilize as well. But whichever method you choose, remember communication is essential.
Addressing it early on and keeping that open line of communication between either the small business owner and the employee, or keeping that line of communication open between the employee and what they're actually feeling in their own bodies. And I encourage employers to be proactive and small business owners to be proactive in heading off problems well before they get to that point of impacting you to that degree.
I didn't talk about having fibromyalgia. I didn't want my clients to think that pain was going to keep me from being effective. So I didn't talk about it until I was actually able to cope with it.
After receiving help from Chad, Dixie has encountered new business opportunities and is not experiencing the same level of pain.
When you're in pain, and whether you're a frontline worker or whether you're the top of a huge corporation, when you have chronic pain, you can only focus on so much. And so you miss so many opportunities. So since I've been not having this kind of pain, the business opportunities that have come my way have been stratospheric.
Fibromyalgia causes extreme long-term pain, and currently there are no definitive answers as to what causes it and how to cure it. But there are ways you can help keep the symptoms from affecting your business's bottom line. Allow employees or yourself to talk about the origin and levels of pain that are occurring and how you can help one another. Bring in a professional to help teach employees how to move in a way that will reduce pain. Be proactive when it comes to managing stress. I'm Susan Wilson-Solovic reporting for SBTV.com. Small business is our only business.
This programming is supported by Pfizer.